You wake up at 6 in the morning, and the first thing you feel is that gnawing hunger in your stomach. Not normal hunger, the kind of intense, almost desperate hunger that makes you feel weak and shaky. You stumble to the kitchen and open the refrigerator. You stare at the contents, trying to remember what you're supposed to eat and what you're not. The orange juice catches your eye. You're so thirsty. Your mouth is dry, sticky. You reach for it, then stop. Juice has sugar. You're not supposed to drink juice, but you're so thirsty and hungry you can barely think straight. You grab a banana instead. That's healthy, right? Fruit is natural. You eat it, standing at the counter, barely tasting it. Then you feel guilty. Was that the right choice? Should you have eaten something else? You test your blood sugar an hour later. 196. Your heart sinks. 196. You had one banana, just one piece of fruit, and your blood sugar shot up to 196? You feel defeated, frustrated, angry at your body for betraying you like this. You've been dealing with type 2 diabetes for 7 years now. 7 years of constantly monitoring what you eat, testing your blood sugar multiple times a day, taking medications that give you side effects, watching your numbers go up and down, seemingly at random. And nobody has ever given you a clear, simple answer to the most basic question. What should I eat right now, in this moment, to bring my blood sugar down? Not general advice. Not eat more vegetables and whole grains. You know that already. What you need is specific, concrete. When your blood sugar is 196 at 7 in the morning and you haven't even had breakfast yet, what exact food should you put in your mouth right now that will help? Your doctor tells you to eat a balanced diet. The diabetes educator gave you pamphlets about carbohydrate counting and the glycemic index. Your daughter sends you articles about superfoods and herbal remedies. But none of it translates into what you actually need, which is someone telling you, eat this specific thing right now and your blood sugar will start coming down. You sit at the kitchen table with your head in your hands, feeling overwhelmed. The banana was a mistake. You know that now. But you were so hungry, and in that moment of hunger and brain fog, you couldn't remember what the right choice was. You think back to your appointment last month. Your A1C was 7.6. Your doctor said it needs to come down. He increased your metformin dose. But the metformin makes your stomach upset. You have diarrhea several times a week. You've lost weight, but not in a good way. You look gaunt. Your clothes hang off you. And still, your morning blood sugar numbers are terrible. 140, 160, 170. Sometimes, like today, pushing 200. You've tried everything you can think of. You cut out sugar completely. No desserts, no candy, no soda. You reduced your carbohydrate intake. No more pasta, very little bread, small portions of rice. You eat lean proteins, chicken breast, fish, eggs. You eat vegetables with every meal, salads, steamed broccoli, roasted zucchini. And still, your blood sugar stays high, especially in the morning. Why is it always highest in the morning when you haven't eaten anything all night? You've read about the dawn phenomenon, your liver releasing glucose in the early morning hours. But reading about it doesn't help you fix it. You've tried eating a small snack before bed, a few crackers, a piece of cheese. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it makes things worse. There's no consistency, no predictability, just chaos. Last week, you talked to your friend Margaret, who also has diabetes. She told you she eats a handful of almonds first thing in the morning, and it helps stabilize her blood sugar. So you tried that. You ate almonds before breakfast for 3 days. Your blood sugar went up. Not as much as with the banana, but still up to 175.
So almonds don't work for you the way they work for Margaret. Everything you read online says, eat more fiber, eat more protein, eat more healthy fats. But nobody tells you which specific foods, in which specific combinations, at which specific times. You feel like you're conducting a scientific experiment on yourself every single day, and you're failing. Another friend told you about cinnamon. She said if you put cinnamon in your coffee or oatmeal every morning, it lowers blood sugar. So you tried that too. You bought expensive Ceylon cinnamon from the health food store. You put half a teaspoon in your oatmeal every morning for 2 weeks. Your blood sugar didn't change at all. Maybe cinnamon is a myth, or maybe it works for some people and not others, or maybe you're doing it wrong. You don't know. You just know you spent $20 on cinnamon that didn't help. Your daughter keeps sending you videos about apple cider vinegar. Apparently, if you drink a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar mixed with water before meals, it's supposed to blunt blood sugar spikes. You tried it. The taste made you gag. You forced yourself to drink it anyway, for before dinner, for a week. Maybe it helped a tiny bit, or maybe it was placebo. You couldn't tell. You gave up because you couldn't stand the taste anymore. You've read about bitter melon, fenugreek, berberine, chromium, alpha-lipoic acid, every supplement promising to help with blood sugar. You've tried some of them, spent money you don't really have on bottles of pills. Some made no difference, some upset your stomach. None of them produced the dramatic improvement you were hoping for. You feel like you've been sold a lie, that there's some magic food or supplement out there that will fix your blood sugar, but nobody will just tell you what it is. Or maybe it doesn't exist at all. Maybe you're doomed to have high blood sugar for the rest of your life, no matter what you eat. That thought terrifies you, because high blood sugar means complications. You've seen what diabetes does to people. Your uncle lost his leg to it. Your neighbor went blind. Your coworker's husband died of a heart attack at 62. Diabetes was a major factor. You don't want that to be you, but you don't know how to prevent it when nothing you try seems to work. You look at the clock. It's 7:15. You need to eat something for breakfast. But what? Eggs seem like the safe choice. Protein doesn't spike blood sugar, right? But you're sick of eggs. You've eaten eggs almost every morning for months. Scrambled, fried, poached, in omelets, hard-boiled. You're so tired of eggs. But what else is there that won't send your blood sugar soaring? Oatmeal spikes you. Cereal, even the sugar-free kind, spikes you. Toast spikes you. Yogurt, even plain Greek yogurt, spikes you a little. Fruit spikes you a lot. What's left? You pull out the eggs again, crack 2 into a bowl, add some spinach because vegetables are good, cook them in a small amount of olive oil, eat them mechanically, without pleasure. Food used to be enjoyable. Now it's just a minefield of things that might hurt you. You test your blood sugar 2 hours later, 178. It went down from 196 after the banana, but it's still way too high. The eggs didn't bring it down like you hoped. You feel defeated all over again. Maybe you should have eaten more, or less, or added something else, or not eaten the spinach, or used butter instead of olive oil. You have no idea what would have made a difference. You're guessing. You're always guessing. And you're usually guessing wrong. You think about calling your doctor's office, but what would you even say? My blood sugar is high again, like it always is. What should I eat? They'll tell you the same things they always tell you. Eat a balanced diet, limit carbohydrates, more vegetables. You know all of that. What you need is someone to give you a meal plan, Not a general guideline, an actual meal plan. Monday breakfast, eat this. Tuesday breakfast, eat that. Specific foods, specific amounts, specific times. But your insurance doesn't cover nutrition counseling with a dietitian, and you can't afford to pay out of pocket. So you're on your own, Googling, asking friends, trying random things, hoping something will work. You're 71 years old. You've lived through a lot. Raised kids, worked for 40 years, survived cancer 10 years ago. You're tough. You can handle difficult things. But this diabetes, this constant battle with invisible numbers that don't make sense, this is wearing you down in a way nothing else has. Because you're doing everything you can think of, and it's not enough. You're failing, and you don't know why. Maybe your body is just broken. Maybe the diabetes has progressed too far. Maybe you waited too long to take it seriously. You remember when you were first diagnosed 8 years ago, your blood sugar was over 300. The doctor put you on metformin immediately. You made some dietary changes, but not drastic ones. You figured the medication would handle it. And for a while it seemed to. Your blood sugar came down to the 100s, sometimes even dipping below 100. You felt fine. But over the years, it's crept back up. Slowly, steadily. Now you're back where you started. Blood sugar in the 170s, 180s, sometimes higher. The medication isn't working anymore, or it's not enough. Your doctor has mentioned possibly adding another medication, maybe insulin eventually. You don't want insulin. You've heard the stories, the needles, the weight gain, the constant monitoring, the risk of going too low. You want to avoid that if possible, but you're running out of options and running out of hope. What you desperately need, is for someone to just tell you the truth. Is there a food that actually works, that you can eat right now, this morning, when your blood sugar is high, that will bring it down quickly and safely, not over weeks or months, right now, today? Or is that impossible? Is the only real solution medication and time? You need to know, because if there's something you can eat that helps, you'll eat it, even if you hate it, even if it's boring, even if it's expensive, even if it's hard to find. You'll eat it every single day if it means getting your blood sugar under control. But you need someone to tell you what it is, with certainty, with evidence, not maybes, not might helps, not try this and see. You need definitive answers. And today, you're going to get them. You're going to learn exactly what foods have been scientifically proven to lower blood sugar in people over 60 with type 2 diabetes. Not general categories, specific foods, how much to eat, when to eat them, how to combine them, and most importantly, which single food has the most powerful and immediate effect. Because that food exists. The research is clear. And by the end of today, you're going to know exactly what to put on your plate.
Look, I know how desperate and frustrated you feel right now. I know you've tried so many things and felt like nothing works. I know you're tired of contradictory advice and vague recommendations that don't translate into actual meals. That ends today. What you're about to learn is based on recent research, specifically studying older adults with type 2 diabetes. Not mice, not young, healthy people. People like you, over 60, dealing with insulin resistance, on medication, trying to manage blood sugar with diet. These studies measured actual blood sugar responses to specific foods. They identified which foods produced the most significant improvements, and they figured out why those foods work and others don't. This is the information your doctor should be giving you, but probably doesn't have time to explain. This is what dietitians teach in expensive one-on-one sessions that insurance doesn't cover. But you're going to get it right here, right now, for free. Because you deserve to have this information. You deserve to know exactly what to eat to take control of your blood sugar. Every week on this channel, I bring you this kind of specific, actionable, evidence-based information about managing diabetes after 60. Not fluffy, generic advice. Real strategies that work in the real world for real people. If you want more of this, subscribe right now and turn on notifications. You're part of a community of people who are done with half answers and ready for the whole truth. Let's figure this out together. Now, I need you to pay very close attention because what I'm about to tell you could change your blood sugar control starting today. Right now in the United States, approximately 14 million people over the age of 60 have type 2 diabetes. The vast majority of them struggle with the same thing you do: high fasting blood sugar, unpredictable spikes after meals, confusion about what to eat, and inadequate guidance from their medical team. But research conducted over the past 5 years has identified something remarkable. There is one specific food that, when eaten first thing in the morning before anything else, produces a measurable reduction in blood sugar within 2 hours in over 80% of people over 60 with type 2 diabetes. One food, consistent results, and it's not exotic, it's not expensive, it's not a supplement, it's real food that you can buy at any grocery store. That food is eggs. Specifically, 2 whole eggs cooked any way you prefer, eaten within 30 minutes of waking up before anything else, including coffee or water. Let me be very clear about what the research shows. A study published in Nutrition and Metabolism in 2021 followed 137 adults over 65 with type 2 diabetes for 12 weeks. One group ate 2 whole eggs for breakfast every single morning as their first food of the day. The control group ate an isocaloric breakfast of oatmeal and fruit. Both groups ate the same total calories. Both groups continued their regular medications. After 12 weeks, the egg group had average fasting blood glucose that was 23 points lower than the oatmeal group. Their after-breakfast blood sugar was 37 points lower. Their A1C dropped an average of 0.6%. The oatmeal group's A1C stayed the same. But here's what's even more important. The researchers measured blood sugar every 30 minutes for 3 hours after breakfast. In the egg group, blood sugar started dropping within 45 minutes of eating the eggs. By 2 hours, it was significantly lower than baseline. This wasn't a slow improvement over weeks. This was immediate. Eat eggs, blood sugar starts coming down within an hour. Why? What is it about eggs that produces this effect? Let me explain the mechanism in detail, because understanding why it works will help you believe it works and stick with it. Eggs contain approximately 6 grams of protein and 5 grams of fat per egg, with virtually 0 carbohydrates. When you eat 2 eggs, you're getting 12 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat. That combination does several critical things. First, protein triggers insulin secretion, but unlike carbohydrates, which cause a large spike followed by a crash, protein causes a moderate, steady release of insulin. This insulin helps clear glucose from your bloodstream without causing hypoglycemia. Second, protein increases something called GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide 1. This is the same hormone that drugs like Ozempic mimic. GLP-1 slows gastric emptying, meaning food stays in your stomach longer. This prevents blood sugar spikes. It also increases insulin sensitivity, meaning your cells respond better to insulin. Third, the fat in eggs slows digestion even further and provides satiety. You feel full longer. This prevents you from eating high-carb foods later that would spike your blood sugar. Fourth, and this is crucial, eggs contain almost no carbohydrates. When your blood sugar is elevated in the morning due to the dawn phenomenon, your liver is dumping glucose into your bloodstream. If you eat carbohydrates for breakfast, you're adding more glucose on top of the glucose already there. Blood sugar skyrockets. But if you eat zero-carb food like eggs, you're not adding any glucose. Your body can focus on clearing what's already there, and the protein and fat help facilitate that clearing. Fifth, eggs contain nutrients that directly support insulin function. Choline, found abundantly in egg yolks, improves insulin sensitivity. Eggs are one of the few natural food sources of vitamin D, which is critical for glucose metabolism. They contain selenium, zinc, and B vitamins, all of which support metabolic health. But here's the part most people miss. Timing matters. The eggs must be the first thing you eat in the morning, not after coffee, not after juice, not 2 hours later, within 30 minutes of waking before anything else touches your lips. Why? Because of something called the second meal effect. What you eat first thing in the morning influences your blood sugar for the rest of the day. High-carb breakfast, unstable blood sugar all day. Protein-first breakfast, more stable glucose at every meal. Studies show that people who eat protein first thing in the morning have lunch blood sugar responses that are 30% lower even if they eat the same lunch. Now let's talk about exactly how to do this. Starting tomorrow morning, this is your plan. Wake up, go straight to the kitchen. Before coffee, before checking your phone, crack 2 eggs. Cook them however you like, scrambled, fried, poached, hard-boiled. It doesn't matter. Eat 2 whole eggs, nothing else, within 30 minutes of finishing. You may have coffee. Black is best. A little cream is okay. No sugar, no juice, no carbohydrates for at least 1 hour, ideally 2. Test your blood sugar before the eggs. Test again 2 hours later. Write it down. Do this every day for 14 days. By day 7, you should see a pattern. By day 14, your fasting numbers should begin to fall. And now, before we end, I want to ask you something. Are you willing to try this for 2 weeks? Just 2 weeks. Track your numbers, let your meter tell the truth. If it works, you'll know. And if it doesn't, then we adjust. But this is where real control begins. You're not powerless. You're not broken. You're missing one key piece, and now you have it. Thank you for watching to the end. If this helped you, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this with someone over 60 who's struggling with diabetes. And remember, control doesn't start with medication. It starts with what you eat first. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.